Just leaving my area now. About half an hour ago, clouds started coming in. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and I'm gonna head on back. Taking a different route this time to what I call my homestead. This really isn't a trail, but like I said, it's a way to get in there. Try not to step on too much of the undergrowth. Use the broken limbs if I need to step on an area with this growth. Anyhow, that rock surface, this way I generally go to what I call the Elfkin realm, but I think today I'm gonna go back other direction. Again, about 7:30. It was a nice day. It was like 85, 90 in the sun, 95 in the forest. Humidity was, dew point was low. It was like 36, 37. Humidity was even low, like 50% or less. But now towards the end of the day, we have a weather front coming in. And so the humidity's increased a bit. Out of breath again. I just had double back. I just gone part way out. Yeah, I turn around to get a time frame on this, and also, I mean, it's not really film taking time, but what was I saying? A fellow uses this as for one of his trail bike rides. It's pretty cool. As you can see, the weather gets here so strong that even older trees get uprooted. That's a cross over trail. Like I said, when you see fire on a tree like that, usually it's lightning strike. And a lot of times when there's new growth underneath, or that, I mean, it's, I don't know, years of growth that would be in total, like a year or less, whatever. But that loosens the soil so that there's a chance for the growth underneath, just like in most forests. That most of the growth that's trying to fight to come to get nourishment from the sun can't do it because of the over coverage. But this is I like to refer to as cougar cliffs. I don't think there's cougar here in this forest. I think there was. Last paw print I saw was 2 winters ago, and it was the first winter when I was in here, so the four winters ago. So in all that time, never saw scat, and only two times when there were paw prints. So I'll give you an idea of the likelihood. But again, my friend who went to MIT after going to, again, as I refer to, like in a sense, just call it, I like to call it cougar cliffs, but he said he found paw print. But so the fellow I was telling you about, I met him. His bike's expensive. It's like well over $1,000 with the modifications made to it. Not a trail bike. It's really mountain bikes. Usually the competitive ones are smaller in frame. I remember when I was younger, a couple of bikes, and I grew up with Schwinn, Raleigh, and Mongoose. But as I got a little older, a little keener on external activities involving any other device or mechanisms for transportation, or for, yeah, that's a good for going up and down that for trail bikes or mountain bike would be a good shot. As you can see, people, which is foolish, they pick up the dog remains and leave it in the forest. Go figure. So this last winter I'd taken this one, and it had a skull look to it in the snow when I came down through here. But rock faces, oh, that's what I say earlier on. Still try to keep rocks out of the way that some folks might not see, because they can be a bit treacherous for footfall, especially if there's leaf fall or branch fall and you don't see it, and get a twisted ankle. Anyhow, I was like 90 in the sun where I was at, between 85 and 90. 3 days in a row now, but last couple of days were a bit warmer. in the sun direct. Humidity was higher. That's probably why. Moisture relative saturation in your lungs of between oxygen and liquid. So what was that movie, The Abyss? It's kind of cool. Again, the backside of what I call Kuru Cliffs. So yeah, just back to where was that? I checked on tried to take a couple different apps to see for ambient temperature. Most of them for internal. I said last week when the heat wave was 3-4 days, my unit ran 105, 107 for 3 days, and the only airflow I had was 2 desk fans circulate the air. But yeah, I found a good technique too is not have the fan pulling air into your environment, but pushing it out. So I've seen in the past those dual fans where you have the one for internal, one for external airflow, or removal of any heat buildup. I've seen recently, I went online for the air coolers, which are moisture evaporators. I use like ice and water, has a fan blowing on it. I use a battery operated, so it doesn't use up electricity as much. Well, other than the charge the battery, right? So, and, anyhow, back to rock face. So rock face was running, or was laying at 105, 107. So your body, you have an ambient temperature between 85 and 95 these last few days, and well, not moving around, so humidity, dew point, even though it increases the heat index, it has now, again, sit down breathing. I just got going again, but it's all like 25 minutes after I start going, so my airflow is no longer what I call sour wind. Now over there, you can't see from here, but I thought I saw some drag marks in here going off. You can see it. See that tree stump over there? Anyhow, trail, I'm trying to find the contours of the land. Like that, right in there. I thought was it wouldn't have been a den. Again, too close to a major trail. I mean, it's a bicycling trail, but it's still a major trail. So it wasn't likely. I mean, it would make no sense at all unless it was just a spot. But even then, it wouldn't have placed its food source that close. I mean, maybe it was a convenient location as far as keeping it stored. I mean, into the earth where a cool temperature for keeping the dead meat. All that would have gotten out of here would have been either wild turkey, well, the deer, and bobcat and coyote, and any other smaller critters, raccoons, and squirrels and chipmunks, and any birds that might have happened. That's a good trail. This is a bicycling trail. It's just that elevation when I first started talking about the trail for, the mountain bike trail. It's get washed out a lot. A couple of years ago, I was in here. I saw a fella even older than me. He had ski poles. He was smart because it was all laced up. I was using them for balance, but it seems this gets washed away quite a bit. So, on trails like this, way too many rocks. I should kick out of the way because they get washed down through it anyhow. But where now so much of the top water is surface water is really starting to diminish or depreciate because of the now entering here, even on the East Coast, not at all considerable or comparable to the drought on the West Coast. Oh, shoot. It's so close in here when you're in, lower portions that are kind of like you're cloistered or sequestered. No, that's not right, but you're enshrouded in a way as far as giving consideration to the concentration of moisture and the settling of it at lower elevations, if you will, but off in that direction, you can hear now about less than half mile, a third of a mile over in that direction is the train tracks, commuter rail. North Shore goes to Gloucester, Rockport, Ipswich, Newburyport, and this is the backside. So if I can go up in it, give you an idea what it's like. That's the public golf course, Salem Public Golf Course, and the commuter rail runs along the bottom side. I mean, we're basically at sea level here. I mean, but on the at most, what, a couple hundred feet above, 300 feet maybe at most above, well, sea level proper. And as I said, I think, as I understand, the close the gates for the public golf course at 7, unless it's an event or gathering. But anyhow, this past winter I took some videos from in here. I brought some water earlier, but there's only a quart container. Yep. Well, flags are still out there, but I thought, yeah, there's somebody still there, because it's dead center of that. You can see somebody's portable golf caddy, or the golf caddy is, I think he's a person. But anyhow, don't much like manicured anything. Even people have the gardens. It's really cool when it has a wild look to it. You know, that not that so terribly contained, structured. But even an idea, my father, when he was at Folly Hill, which is a townhouse condominium complex on 128 going up towards Gloucester. Oh, by the way, commuter rail in Newbury or Newburyport, it picks up the Amtrak going up to Maine, and obviously it would extend there into Canada. So now, why would somebody have left this out here? That's a child's, well, it must have broken. I mean, I get that part, but they just left it sitting here. You're not supposed to do that, for crying out loud. The courtesy of, I don't think that was just today. I was seeing recent track marks from that, which means we had some rain day before yesterday, so which have covered up any wheel marks, and they're none there. So it's been sitting a couple of days. I don't know, perhaps somebody will get back to it, right? And again, on the commuter airline route, I'm going to go in this way. A lot of times it got cut down that way. That goes out, skirts along the golf course to the backside of, I forget what the road is that runs alongside the Highland Avenue, well, it bisects Highland Avenue, but with a high school abuts Highland Avenue and the road, which I don't recall the name of, but it crosses over to Jefferson Avenue, and then Jefferson Avenue cuts either back down to downtown Salem proper or out towards the Lafayette side near Salem State University, and then on into Swampscott, Venice Square Mall, or to, damn, fraggers. The one just got into my thigh, well, above the kneecap. So, anyhow, here, that's another access way. I'm gonna go this way, but sometimes I go in that direction. As you see, the water so far is low. We're gonna be a drought this summer, there's no question. I don't think it'll be severe like the West Coast. It will certainly at least be mild. I haven't checked Farmer's Almanac and all. And as I was saying, being on the one of the prime commercial airline routes, ingress, whatever, to Logan Airport, which is less, I say, certainly less than 20, but somewhere between 12 and 14 miles from here as the crow flies. as they say, direct. Yeah, thirsty again. And shirts getting all nice and wet again. Not saturated, but I'm also not running. You know, there's one way to cut across. I'll go like this. That leads back to ring snow. As you see, blue is, main trail is blue, yellow, and green. That's it, but the bicycling trails aren't marked. And certainly trails that would qualify as, I guess you call them tertiary, third realm trail would be unmarked. Most people don't go those routes. Mostly, I think a good deal of it is not necessarily any real concern for any impact upon the environment. But I shouldn't really talk. I'm always off trail, but I am completely, or I try to be, even with snowfall, aware of what kind of impact I'm having upon the flora and fauna beneath. So, I'm near the way out. I think it's actually about 4 minutes less travel time. Traverses are easier, generally, easier. This isn't like climbing up the side, making an ascent on a mountain. And again, I haven't done real climbing in quite some time. This does help to maintain some standard of condition, but given having, I can't what I say, Dr. Gomez, his nurse, his ER nurse for like 20 years, said acute bronchitis and chronic asthma. And they originally prescribed me, I think it was albuterol years ago. I never took it. I tried it. I didn't like it anyway. It's generally referred to as a rescue inhaler, I think. But for the most part, you have to maintain it. Once, twice, 3 times a day. Always needed. But I always found pushing my lungs adds a healthier overall benefit. Hard to tell. Breathing the way it is. Plus that's been about a week and a half since that respiratory infection. But then the original exposure to mildew and mold and black fungus, that did damage. And heat at 105, 110 in my unit for several days. Probably not the best, friendliest thing I could have treated my lungs to, huh? Nah.